We just moved from Texas all the way up to Oregon. We're in our new apartment, and in this video, I'm going to show you the transformation of my office / YouTube space from totally empty up until about 99% done. I had a lot of fun designing this place, and I think it turned out great. I'm so happy with it, and I have absolutely no experience doing any kind of interior design, so this transformation of space, which I picked out everything for and kind of designed the room, this is coming from a layperson, somebody who doesn't know what they're doing, and also somebody who was looking to get things cheap. I think I spent less than $2,000 on all of the furniture. So if you're curious to see how my room turned out and how you could do this kind of thing too, on the cheap, stay tuned. Hi YouTube, Autumn Beckman here. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. My channel is all about luxury living on a budget, from high-end luxury handbags and small goods to the everyday luxuries of life. If that sounds interesting to you, please make sure you subscribe, click the bell notification icon to be notified when I post new videos, and be sure to like the videos that you enjoy. And one of the perks of subscribing to my channel is you get to see my community post on your YouTube homepage, where I post deals, discount codes, sales, and rare finds related to these beautiful things we love. Let's jump right into the transformation. Hey guys, we're in Oregon, and I wanted to show you my new office space, my new YouTube studio, in progression as we move in. So here it is, empty, completely empty. The blinds have missing blinds on them, and that's supposed to be repaired, but they're in back order. This is the room right now. So I've got that balcony out there, little small balcony, and that one window. I've got a bathroom ensuite, and there's the front of the room, and you saw that there are doggos, and we have carpet. We've got a floor vented heater over here, no air conditioning, but that is the empty office space. And then here, there's the door to my room, and then I have a closet on either side with sliding doors. So it's got one shelf up there and one bar, and I'll be doing some kind of shelving. I haven't figured that out yet. This is the same. So there we go, up and down. The movers are coming today, and I just want to show you before, during, and after stuff and share this with you because I know some of you have asked about it. And through the magic of YouTube, here is the next step. The movers have come, and this is what my room looks like now. Let's zoom out so we can see it better. How about that? Okay, let's give you a quick tour. So here we have the wall and a dog bed, and we have a whole bunch of boxes. I've set up a folding table over here. This is the one that is always in front of me when I film. And then this, by the way, people always comment on this. I think it's hilarious. It's a box I've had forever, and I've stored Christmas things in it, and it's here now. It doesn't contain what it says it contains. All right, I've got my mirror over here and my 3 bookshelves, which you will recognize, with a few things on them, just temporarily, some flowers and sheets, and that's a cool new thing I'll tell you about later. And then I have all these giant bins. These are 27-gallon bins, full of handbags mostly, and my 3 little suitcases full of things. These are handbag stands. I think that's travel stuff. I think that has a bunch of tripods and other camera gear. So this is where we are now. I think the next time you see this room, it will be finished or close to finished. Can't wait for that. And now I have cabinets. Check this out. So I have the 3 that I already have that I brought from Houston that are the background when I film, but I added this and this, which are the same as our pantry cabinets, and they are going to have doors on them, but I just built the 2 of those and unpacked a couple of boxes, moved some things around, so that's why there are bags on them. I'm about to, oh, here's everything else. I'm about to go through the rest of the big black bins where the handbags are and pull out all the handbags, and hopefully everything is going to fit. And then I also have one of my closets set aside for handbags. So fingers crossed. And I'll tell you more about those cabinets later in the video. And of course, they will be linked below. Now here it is with all the black bins unboxed. Well, almost all of them. let me move over here where you can see a little better. I got all the bags out of the boxes and unboxed and put onto these shelves. Roxy and Baron. Hello, Roxy. Hello. Hello, Baron. You guys are so cute. All right, we're about to unpack some of these boxes. So much there. So stay tuned. And here is the final result. I'm going to move you around so you can see this a little bit better. Also, hello, Roxy. All right, here we are from the other side of the room. Now, I'm going to do another video where I go through the office in detail and tell you about things and open cabinets and all that. But for this video, I just wanted to give you an overview of what I've done, and particularly the furniture. So you can see those 3 cabinets that I had in Houston and brought up here. Hello, Baron. And then I added that cabinet and that cabinet. I also added the desk, the rug, the chair. And you'll notice I used to have the mirror over here, but I've moved it over here. And then opposite my desk, I have this white table with my jewelry boxes on top. And sorry there's not better light. There's no overhead lighting in this apartment, so I'm just using the natural light in the room, and I know it's a bit dark. And here's the room from the corner with the bookshelves, so you can see the desks better. This space here. So over here, I had originally planned to put my big comfy chair that I brought up from Houston that I used to have in my office there, but it didn't fit through the doorway. The movers could not get it in. They talked about raising it up over the balcony, but I was like, no, no, no. So I looked at all kinds of options for couches and big comfy chairs. I needed something that I could sit in and it would be relaxing, and then also the dogs could share with me. And I finally ended up with a bench. I couldn't find a couch that I really liked the quality of that wouldn't take up too much space, because I wanted to leave plenty of space here to walk around and just to have the room be a little bit more open. I didn't want to fill it with things and make it too cluttered. When I bought the bench, I didn't originally plan to add pillows and a footrest even, but I ended up doing that so that I could sit there and be a little bit more comfortable. And really, I've found that the dogs use it a lot more than I do. I also have a little table there so I can put a drink down if I do sit there. Now the closets, I talked about those earlier in this video. I'm not going to show you the closets and how they turned out today, but I'm going to do a whole video just about the closets, because I know that people spend thousands transforming their closets, and I just spent a few hundred and they look pretty great. Originally, I had not planned to put a rug in. I knew that I wanted to have white furniture because I have all this white cabinets, I got a white desk and this white table, and I was thinking maybe gray furniture originally for the chair, but then I was thinking, a pop of color might be better, and what better than a teal, which is kind of my signature green and turquoise mixed together. So this chair is really nice for that. And then I found the bench that happened to have exactly the same fabric. I also love the metal detail on this desk. It gives it a little bit of a upscale, chic, classy vibe. And this great chair, which is a dining chair, by the way, it has silver rivets. So I was trying to pay attention to details like that and not mix the metals too much. The bench has no rivets. One thing I'm not crazy about is the legs on the bench are this more red or blonde wood, and the legs on the chair are espresso, almost black. So I did have to make a few concessions with things like that. This table over here, what I wanted for that was something really open. You can see it better here. Something long and deep enough that with my wolf jewelry boxes here, when you open those, it opens like that, that tray won't fall, that it has the tabletop to land on. And I also made sure to measure out that there was enough space here to walk between without it being too tight. I wanted to make sure, instead of getting bookshelves that I just fill with things and it gets cluttered, and also knowing that that heater runs along that wall, I wanted this table desk thing to be really open. The stuff that's down here, by the way, have a computer monitor, and in the box there's artwork, and there's more artwork here that I haven't hung. But that table is perfect. It's very utilitarian, but I think it works well enough with the space. It'd be great if it had silver legs like the desk here, but everything else about it was exactly what I wanted, so I'm good. Now, in terms of how I decorated the space with the furniture on a budget, I shopped mostly at Amazon and Wayfair. If these pieces are still available, I'm going to link them below in case there's anything you're interested in. I also want to say about the big cabinets here. Let me open one and show you. And I showed you these earlier, how I got these to be bag storage with the closed doors to keep dust off of them, since I way downsized my closet space. So the great thing about these cabinets is that they're deep enough to fit tote bags, so those fit wonderfully there. And they're even deep enough to potentially stack a few bags in front of each other, depending on the bag. And we bought 4 of these cabinets in total, so there's one there, and then in our kitchen, we have 2 of them that we use as pantry and storage space for the kitchen. I showed you one of them when I did a video about the first 10 things we bought for the apartment, and that first one we loved, but the other 3 that we ordered after that have all had problems. So if you're interested in these cabinets, and I do recommend them because of the size, they're fantastic for handbag storage. But let me tell you, the problem that we've had with the other 3 is that all of them, except that very first one, have doors that don't line up. You can see there and there. And the doors warp. So look at the space between the door and the cabinet there and how it's wide, and it goes up against the cabinet, and then it gets really wide on the top. And because of that, this door doesn't even close. Like, that's as closed as it gets. And they arrived to us that way. Now, if I could find another cabinet that had the same dimensions but was better quality at the same price, because they were only $215 each, then I'd consider something else. But these were exactly what I wanted, and even though they have the warped doors, I can live with that because it does what I need it to do. Now, just to let you know, the stuff on top of the cabinets is mostly bags for sale. I don't want to keep it looking like that all the time. Look at those cute babies. They're adorable. A great thing about that stool is that it helps them get up onto the bench without having to jump so far, so it's better for their backs. Now that you've seen the place, let me give you my very best tip for planning out a room when you're starting from scratch and doing furniture, or even if you're starting with some pieces already. And that tip is to design things out on a smaller scale on a piece of paper or on the computer. So for example, if you're doing it on paper, you might get a sheet of graph paper, and each block, each square, is a square foot. Personally, I do this in Photoshop. I make a document, I put grid lines on it, and each square is a square foot. And then you can measure and cut out with paper, or you can create shapes in Photoshop or whatever software you might be using that represent furniture in different sizes. And this would all be from an aerial view, so you're looking, like if you're on the ceiling looking down at the floor, right? So you can see the footprint of each piece of furniture, like how big the desk is, or the cabinets, or the tables, or the bench. That way, as you're in the process of shopping for furniture, you can figure out whether something you really like is going to be too big for your space. Or like where I have a table on this wall and a bench on this wall, I still need space to walk to get to the bathroom in the corner. So that was one of the things I looked at, was if I was looking at a couch, for example, instead of the bench, how far that stuck out and took away space to walk through. Also, you can figure out, and this is what I did with the table where my jewelry boxes are, how big you want a piece of furniture to be. And then you can start looking for furniture that's a certain size and a certain depth, again, for the walking space between furniture. So like the table that has my jewelry boxes, I knew I wanted a table there. But before we even moved in, I had taken measurements of the room and made this grid so I could start shopping for furniture, and once we got here, I could go ahead and buy it and have it shipped here. And tables like that come in all kinds of different lengths and even different depths, so having that grid really helped me figure out exactly the size that I needed. Same thing with the desk where I'm standing now. And it was particularly helpful because I knew that I was coming in with some pieces of furniture. I knew I was getting these cabinets already, so I could go ahead and put that down on the floor plan. And it really helped me with figuring out the size rug that I wanted too. Because originally I was gonna get, I think, an 8x10 rug. The one I have now is 5x7. Because I was thinking, go big, go bold with the rug. But once I mapped it out on the floor plan, it was too much. It felt like, I think if I had gotten a rug that big, it would look like I was trying to recarpet the entire floor. That's not the look I was going for. I wanted it to be an accent piece. Still a sizable one, but not looking like I was trying to cover the entire floor. Another tip And this is something that you'd probably want to do digitally, although you could print things out and cut stuff out and put it together too, to make sure that the colors worked together and that the styles of the different furniture worked together. Because I was doing this very piecemeal, right? I didn't go into a furniture store and pick out a room of furniture that they'd already put together. I was buying everything piece by piece and hoping it worked. So another thing I did was, once I found pieces that I really loved, like the desk and the bench and the chair and all that, I took screenshots of those, cut them out in Photoshop, put them all together on a document in Photoshop that was the basic layout of the room to see how that would look. And that really helped me, seeing all those pieces of furniture together. That really helped to determine if something worked or not. And it did take several weeks to do all the shopping and finding just the right pieces that were just the right size and the right price, which was key, and the right colors and the right metals. It's a little more challenging than it might sound or even might look when you're shopping this way. Time consuming, but you end up saving a lot of money. I highly recommend the desk that I got. It's very sturdy, it's nice looking. I've been very happy with it so far. Another challenge that I had was finding seating that looked like it would hold up over time. So the right kinds of fabrics. I saw lots of things that looked like micro suedes. You'd brush your hand against it and it would show your fingerprints or the marks where your fingers were, and that's not the look I was going for. I also didn't want anything with pillows that if you sat in the same spot for a while, that it would start to get softer there and poof out on the edges and basically show wear. I was really looking for furniture that's going to look the same today as it will in 5 or 10 years. And it's important when you're looking at seating to get something that is comfortable, especially a desk chair that you're going to spend a lot of time in. So I spent a lot of time reading reviews of chairs too, and the bench. And ultimately, I am thrilled with how it came out. I really love it. Every time I walk in this room, it makes me happy. It's a peaceful space to be in. It's pretty. I have wanted to do a room from scratch my entire life, and I'm 44 now, and this is the first time I've been able to do it. And it's because we've always had pieces of furniture that it makes more sense to use the furniture you already have or something that somebody's given you for free instead of dumping it and buying new things. But moving across the country, trying to save some cost on the movers, we got rid of most of our furniture, knowing, one, that we're moving to a smaller space, but two, for this room, knowing that I wanted to redo it anyway, and knowing that I could do it without spending too much money. So that is an overview of the transformation of this space and how I picked out the furniture and planned the room and did the interior design on a budget. So I hope that was helpful if you're looking to do something similar, or even just dreaming about it. Maybe it'll put some ideas in your head. And again, if you see anything you like here, I will have everything linked below, everything that's still available anyway, as well as what I paid for it. I'll put that down below too, so you can get a total of what I actually spent. Thank you so much for watching. I do appreciate it. Hope to see you back here next time, and I hope you have a fantastic day. Bye.